Hey everybody, welcome to the Masters Fantasy Show presented by MastersFantasyFootballLeagues.com. As always, I got the Masters crew here with me, the Doc, Dynasty. What's up, guys? How you doing today?
Doing great.
Good.
All right, that's good to hear. One of my favorite episodes. We're talking Dynasty football. We're talking the running back position. We're talking about 3 running backs that we think are going to be breakouts in the 2021 season this year. If you're new to the show, if you could hit the like and subscribe button, come be a part of the Masters family. We'd love to have you. With that said, let's jump right into this. Whichever one you guys want to go with your first breakout running back for the 2021 season, floor's all yours.
Sure, I'll take the lead on this one. We've talked about him a lot, this being a Dynasty, show. We're always highlighting these guys, but Cam Akers is a guy I'm feeling really good about. We talk a lot about the second-year running backs, but Cam Akers in particular, I think he's got a great opportunity to break out even more so than he did at the end of the year and in the playoffs. Last year was a committee approach early and often. They really didn't give him a chance till late, but he made the most of all of his opportunities. He's super young. I want to say he was like 20-some years old when he got drafted. I think he just turned 21 real recently. So super young, was very productive at Florida State, besides the fact that they had an awful offensive line. They bring in the Rams bring in Matthew Stafford. Almost called him Jared Goff. They bring in Matthew Stafford to replace Jared Goff, and I just think this offense is going to be back to the electric offense we saw a few years ago when it was Jared Goff and Todd Gurley going to the Super Bowl. I think Cam Akers is a perfect fit for Sean McVay's offense. I think he absolutely is going to break out in a big way. I think he finishes as a top 10 running back. Go get him now while you can.
Yeah, I don't really have a ton to add to that. I love Cam Akers. I think the situation's perfect for him, and I think he's secured the backfield after Henderson gave him a little bit of run, and Malcolm Brown did too a little bit. But yeah, I think it's his show.
And I think Malcolm Brown's gone, so that's.
Yeah. Where did he end up?
I forget, but I know he's not there.
That's all right.
Yeah.
I'll look it up for all you Malcolm Brown fans out there.
All right, and I'll go ahead and jump into mine. And actually, as I'm sitting here thinking about it, I'll be honest, I don't actually think he's a breakout player this year in the way that like Cam Akers is going to be like a top 10 guy or something like that. I don't foresee that with this guy. What I do foresee is a role this year. I think he's going to become fantasy relevant in the NFL this year, in fantasy football. And at the very least, I predict this guy to be worth like a second-round pick at one point this season to the Derrick Henry owner. My guy's going to be Darrington Evans. And just even driving into work today, I was sitting there thinking about it. I was going over the list of running backs in my head and their backups. And all of them have had a role. All of them, we know their names. I mean, go back to last year, Christian McCaffrey, you got Mike Davis. He's on the scene. Name them all. Dalvin Cook, Alexander Madison.
Right.
I mean, the list just goes on and on. This is one guy that we haven't talked about yet because Derrick Henry's just been reliable. And I hate to say this. Obviously, you can't predict injuries. I really feel like this is going to be the year that Derrick Henry misses some time. When Derrick Henry goes down or when he starts to eat into his playing time a little bit, I just think you'll be setting yourself up to maybe get a 2022 second-round pick out of this guy. So for me, I'm all over Darrington Evans. I think he's a great bargain. He's going to be worth something this year.
Yeah, I love it. He was one of my favorite late-round guys last year. Like you said, there's 2 paths for him to be relevant, and they're both very realistic. The first one is, they just start to give him a chance to be, the satellite back, get some third down work, get some, receptions. And we know in PPR leagues, there's always value in that. And then, like you said, if and when Derrick Henry goes down, ton of upside there. And yeah, we hate to predict injury, and we don't know anything, but they either got to tone back his workload because they want to prolong his career, or he might go down. And either one of those things are going to they're going to create fantasy points for Darrington Evans.
Yeah.
And on top of that, they invested a mid-round pick in him last year, and they gave Derrick Henry a huge contract. So they're not going to add another running back to be a real threat. So the backup job is for sure his, and as you mentioned, the backup job is actually super valuable for almost every team in fantasy.
Alvin Kamara's got Latavius Murray.
Right.
The list goes on.
Yeah.
Zeke, Tony Pollard. All these guys are fantasy relevant. Yeah. Darrington Evans, his time's coming.
Not many running backs play 16 games. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love that take. I love Darrington Evans. Watching just random games when he was at App State. He's incredible. Very fun to watch. So I'd love to see him get a little more run. I'll go with mine here, my breakout candidate. And this one, got a little hurt by Aaron Jones returning to Green Bay. But I'm going to go with A.J. Dillon here. I think he is going to break out to an extent, not even to the extent that I think he will as the years continue to go on. But, this guy, as we've said multiple times, he's a physical freak, honestly. He's a very, I think he's about 6'6", and he's super athletic for his size, but he runs with power as well. I can remember articles comparing him to Fournette as that kind of size speed combination. And we saw last year when he got opportunities, he looked very good. And again, it's kind of easy to look good as a running back in the Packers offense. They tend to do well with the running backs these last few years, ever since LaFleur took over. Now with Jamal Williams out of town, A.J. Dillon's got that second running back role locked up. Aaron Jones has a history of getting banged up at times, even though he's been pretty durable the last couple of seasons. And even though they paid him all that money too, we saw it at the end of last year. They kind of gave a little more work to guys like Dillon and Williams. I think Dillon takes the majority of that. They invested very highly in him just a year ago. So I think he's going to break out from where he's getting drafted. He'll break out. And then I think even going forward, he's going to be a guy to look for to break out even more.
Yeah, it's kind of funny, actually. Both of your guys, they're in similar scenarios, but almost flipped, where Derrick Henry is the huge bell cow, and Darrington Evans can be that nice change of pace, faster back. Where, as in Green Bay, Aaron Jones is the main back, and he's the faster, more elusive, big play guy. But A.J. Dillon has a chance to be a huge workhorse back, and I think in both situations, all of those guys are going to have a role. They're going to form two-headed monsters. We made a comment a lot last year that running back by committee was kind of back and looks like it's here to stay, and I think these both could be two great tandems, really.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, guys, that's it. That's going to wrap up this edition. 3 breakout running backs we think you should go get right now in Dynasty football. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you're looking for a place to play Dynasty football, mastersfantasyfootballleagues.com. Over 600 leagues. Also run redrafts, email drafts, a couple thousand a year. I would love for you to come be a part of the Masters family. That's all I got. Any last words, guys?
Come join.
Come join.
Absolutely.